Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to our new videos on maths function. So today the function that we are going to check is round function. Yeah, round. This is how it is written. So what does round do? Is round function rounds a specific number to a specified number of digits. Either it could be in a decimal place or it could be in the integer space. Yeah. So suppose I have this number as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the integer number, and then after dot we have the decimals. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Let me have this decimals increase so that I can see the entire decimal. Okay. So I have this big number which I want to round up, because usually you do not require this kind of big decimal numbers, or you do not require this integers to be in such a minute format. So usually your superiors may want to round up to a specific numbers. Yeah. So at times you would want a lakh, 1,25,670 to be just displayed at 1,25,000. Yeah. Or if you want to display 100.75 rupees at just 100 rupees. Yeah. So that's where the round functions come into place, where it helps to round a specific numbers in the integer or decimal place to a specific number based on the earlier number that you have. When I'm talking about based on earlier number is, so if you have something which is greater than 5, it will automatically change this 5 to 6. So if I try to round up this particular number till the 3 decimals, then this 5 will automatically become 6. Yeah, we'll see that. Okay. So let's start with this example and try to use what we can do. So let's make it 0. Okay. So first, let me make it, I want a round, and I want it to be, uh, I do not want any decimals. So I'll just select the integer or the number that I have. I'll say comma and 0. And it will remove all the decimal places which are there after the point. Yeah. So after this point, it removes all the decimal places and removes all the decimal places. Let me check. And adds 0 to it. Yeah. So it removes all the decimal. Now suppose I want to have one decimal place. Yeah. So I'll just add 1. And you see here, the decimal 3 is being shown. Yeah. Let me just keep these many decimals that I have over here so that we see the actual output. Yeah. You can see here, only one decimal is displayed from the actual number. Let me have 2 decimals. You can see we have 3 and 5. Now, why 5? Now, you need to be careful. Once you have a decimal which is next to that, now what we are doing, we need to have 2 decimals. Now, when I see this number, I have these 2 decimals, but it is 3 and 4. But since I am ignoring this 4 decimals, the next decimal that I have, or the next number that I have in this decimal, is 5 or more than 5. Then, yeah, if it is more than 5, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8, which is more than 5. So this particular number, which is the second decimal, would automatically get increased by 1. So that's why you see it here. Let's try with 3 decimals. So usually what happens, since 678 is greater than 5, it will change this 5, which is in the third decimal, to 6. So let's do that. Let's check and make this decimal to 3. Yeah, you can see this. It was 5 here, but since the next decimal point number is greater than 5, it is increasing this last decimal to 6 in the output. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to round up this particular number by specific decimals. Now, suppose I want to do the same for the integers. Then what I need to use as a symbol is the minus sign. So let me copy this formula. And here, suppose I want the last digit of my integer. So when I'm talking about last digit of my integer, I am talking about these digits. Yeah, all the digits before the decimal point. So this is your decimal point, and these are all the digits before the decimal top point, that are the integer numbers. Now, if I try to use the normal positive symbol, it changes the decimal. Now, if I want to change the decimal and make it visible to a specific number rounded up for the integers, then I need to use the negative numbering. So if I say -1, just check what is the output. Now what it has done is it has removed all the decimals. Moreover, it has rounded up this entire integer by 1. Yeah, by 1. So since it is more than 5, this 6 is more than 5, which has been converted. Hence, this 5 is been converted, or one digit is added to it. Now, if I try to add -2, just check the change. So you can see here 4 has become 5 because 6 is greater than 50. So 4 has become 5 in the output. Now, this is interesting. The next thing that we are trying to do is whether if we have 3 digits. This time the digit will not change. See this? 1, 2, 3 has not changed because the previous digit is less than 5. Yeah, that's why it has not increased 3 and not added one more digit to it by making it 4. Wherein in a previous case where we rounded up the digits in the integers, since 5, 6 was greater than 5, which is 5. So it has rounded up this. Usually you need to see the tens and thousands. So this is tens, you can see 50. When you go to tens, you need to check 50. If I go to 100, it would, you need to check 500. Yeah, it should be greater than 500. When it is in units, then you need to check just the one number, that is 5. Yeah. When you go to double digits, it has to be 50. For triple digits, it has to be 500. And for thousands, it has to be 5,000. And so on and so forth. Yeah. Yeah. Because of which the number prior to the rounded up number would automatically get increased by 1, which you can see in our previous example. But over here, since my 500, if I say 100 digits, which is 500, which is again less than 500, this 456 is less than 500. Hence, this 3 is not getting incremented by 1, and hence the result is as it is. So what we are seeing is if I want to make it 4 digits, or if I want to, I just wanted to see the lakhs. Yeah. So I can round up a particular number in the decimal places or in the integer spaces based on my requirement. Okay. So basically, it will give you an output which is rounded up number based on your requirement that you have. I forgot to tell you the syntax. So the syntax for this particular function is round. Then the number that you want to round up, and how many digits you want to round up. Now, this num digits uh, could be a negative or a positive number. Okay. Now, the important points that you need to be very careful of when you're working on this function is, if the number of digits is greater than 0, then the number would be specified, the number specified would be rounding up the decimal places as I've shown you. If it is positive, if it is greater than 0. But if it is less than 0, then it will round up to the nearest integer. That is all the digits before the decimal point. Okay, that is to the left of the decimal point. And if it is positive number, then it would be on the right of the decimal point. Yeah. And lastly, if the rounding up is somewhere above 0.5, then the number that is getting rounded up would get increased by 1. That would be true for the decimal numbers as well as the integer number. So this is all about the round function. Hope I was able to make the concepts clear about this function. Hope you understood this particular function, because it's very important when you are working on financial data. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. Do not forget to comment if you want me to cover any of the topics in this 365 days of Excel journey. And yes, do subscribe to my channel, because that's how you're going to get all the latest videos that I post on YouTube. And it will also keep me motivated towards creating such free content for sharing my knowledge. Thank you so much.